you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
I want to thank you for tuning into our program this evening. We are honored by our gracious Lord to be sitting here before you on this television program today and for viewing our program and thinking about what's going on in the world today. I know we say a lot of things on this program that may be, like we said before, controversial, things that you may think about, but we're asking our Lord to bless us to give forth His word to you, that you may understand that the time is real and the hour is now. And once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. My brother, how are you doing this evening?
May I hear this peace and other blessing be within God's presence.
May I ease this
Doing
peace and
very
other blessing
well.
be within
Thank
God's
my
presence.
Lord alone.
Yes, sir.
Very much.
Glorious day.
Yes.
Our topic for this evening is about the relativity of the message. The reality, I should say, of the message. Our gracious Lord, in the name of A.H.A.D for this day and time, has sent someone with the word today, Lord Holy Apostle Dean. We're looking back at the times, we're going into an end of one year, going into a new year, 2006. And part of the prophecy the Lord brought forth, as we keep saying again and mentioning in Revelations 5:5, that the one with the breaker of the seven seals is here today. Many things that are being prophesied is coming forth today, and that's part of our coming forth in this program today, that the reality of the Lord's message is here. We keep bringing this forth to you because we want you to realize the Lord is present is now. We have heard through the years of our coming forth through our religious organizations that the Lord is seated upon His throne. It doesn't speak to man anymore. It doesn't guide men in the way that it should. But we're here to let you know that the Lord is present and it is real. And that it's sitting this man today, Lord Holy Prophet, is a sign of the times of the day. That it has not turned away from the creation and is still the creator of all that exists. So we want to thank you for being on our program. How do you feel about what's going on today in the world as you see the signs of the time is being manifested?
What's going on today in the world, brother, and what's going on there without the world is disconnected itself with that reality
Yes.
of the throne of the Almighty Lord, which is in fact the reality of everything that's here. You know, we're sitting here and we're facing the Lord of all worlds.
Before the throne, right.
Yes, and
Exactly.
in reference to what is the reality, this is the day. And by the sign that is Lord Holy Apostle Dean today, the voice of the Almighty Lord A.H.A.D,
Yes.
it's making itself present and present in the consciousness now of the people, whether the people believe or disbelieve,
Exactly.
or whatever level of belief that the different people are on, whatever their religious thinkings are, or whether their non-religious thinkings are.
Right.
You know, Lord A.H.A.D is saying, this is now the promised day, this is the time, and it's manifesting itself in this. If this program, as you and I sit here report as witness bearers of it, is manifesting itself, that the signs of the time are real. And that and the signs of that time is, in fact, A.H.A.D and A.H.A.D manifesting itself and showing that it is not disconnected on a throne as the imaginations of the religious teachers and believers, you know, imagine to be. It is present, and it is here now with us. And that throne is, in fact, a present and here now with this thing that we are all standing before today.
Exactly. Wow, you said something that really, people may not really fathom, you know, as far as religion. They hear these things being taught in the pulpits, you know, rostrums, in synagogues and cloisters, and masjids of the time of the Lord. But this is the hour that the Lord has made and has promised to come true.
Yes.
Who is seem to run to the book of Revelation? They've running away from it all this time. You know, people have, like I said, we've been saying here for this program being on, that people have talked about Revelation prior to 2000. The times the Lord is coming, the Lord is coming. Now we're saying, and many people profess of the faiths, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and the like, all say that the Lord is coming, is coming. But now that the millennium is entered in, as we say, we're going to 2006, they have all pretty much shied away from the teaching that they all profess to believe in. But we sitting here at Universal Religion of Truth, I have believers, a part of the community of A.H.A.D, bringing forth the message of the reality of Revelation being the book and the sign of the time given to John the Divine, as the Lord gave it to him to be put forth. And the Holy Apostle Dean is the sign of that prophecy of Revelation 5:5. as the one to be the breaker of the seals and manifesting the Lord's message for today. And people are, and we see now, have been scurrying and running, hiding from that reality. But we know, and the Lord has shown that it is the reality, and it is here, and it knows us better than we know our own selves.
Now that the signs of the Lord are actually here, right?
Right.
Such that reality, what the people are trying to run from, is an impossible thing. But
Right.
we're talking about the reality that is the mindset of the people. We're talking about
Right.
the reality of how people get themselves involved in society and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, we're talking about the reality of how people relate to one another on a professional level and on personal level. We're talking about these words that are cutting close to cutting close inside of those who encounter those words of Lord Holy Prophecy, words from the Lord A.H.A.D itself.
Right.
To say, all right, it's time for you to stand up and face my reality. You've been caused to carry yourself in a certain way. You've been caused to obey me and obey me alone, meaning the Lord A.H.A.D. I'm sending forth my messenger this day,
Right.
as it has done in past times. Those messengers that you say you believed before, such as Moses, such as Jesus, such as Muhammad, such as those from the Far East and those in the closer part of the Western Hemisphere, you know.
Right.
Those messengers that these people of religion and the like, they profess to hold to their hearts and closely and believe thoroughly, although they are not made accountable by directly facing them. We're saying that the Lord A.H.A.D expresses its reality in those times, expressed its reality in those times, as it is now expressing its reality, what it is doing today, and sending forth its chosen servant, so that you can hear and understand.
Well, many of them have shut up, you know, about Revelation. Many of these preachers, these ministers, and many people that profess, like I said before, about religion, this way of life that they're trying to put forth to their congregation, not recognizing what's going on. And in doing that, A.H.A.D blessed me to bear witness to the signs of its times going forth and being with Lord Holy Apostle Dean of the many prophecies that are coming forth, being fulfilled, and those are to be fulfilled in the coming. These are the days of the reckoning that people they want to deny. But A.H.A.D is showing they can't deny. And we don't want you to be confused with what we're saying on this program about the Lord in His name of A.H.A.D. It is the Lord of the day. It is the name of the Lord given for today that is stored at the same time as Allah, Amen, Osiris, Ptah, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Jehovah. It is the same Lord. I was talking to a person the other day, Christian sister, we had a conversation about the Lord, and she was amazed at what the word coming for me of being what they call Muslim, saying what I was saying from the book that she believed in. But A.H.A.D had brought it forth to bring about the signs of the seventh seal, that all of the Lord's word is true. The message that He gives forth through His message prophets is true. Don't get confused with where it's coming from. You know, many people want to shut down because of what we say we are high believers.
It's the one singular truth. It's the one
Yes,
singular
sir.
truth that's come in different messages, forms for different people at different times,
Right.
different languages, you know, different mindsets, different delight, but it's the same one universal truth.
Exactly.
Yes.
Part of the breaking of the seal is the breaking of those barriers. Those veils are being torn by the Lord Most High
That's
down.
the message of this day.
That's the message of the
That's
day.
the message
It's
of this
tearing
day.
down the veils
The
and
message
the
of- yeah.
confusion and the illusion of the people's reality, which they think they don't want to deny. They look at the things that's going on today, like we just discussed before coming on this program, that even those people that deal in the illusion world, the Lord is still the reality of that. It gives them those illusions. They're thinking that they're veiled from
Yes.
what's happening to them today. But we let them know now, it is even the Lord of that. It is the hidden, as it said, is the manifest.
So what we're saying is, this is the time that the people cannot even run. When they
Can't
run
even
to
run nor hide.
their fantasy worlds, they're the Lord of A.H.A.D. The Lord A.H.A.D, the Lord of that world is sitting there waiting for
It's the Lord of all worlds.
Yeah.
The world of themselves, the world of the outer creation. He's given us this sign as above, so below in His books that is given forth for the day. The laws of correspondence that is brought forth through the message of the Lord Apostle Dean today. And it's being manifested to the people. We talked about the crusher on previous programs.
Crusher.
Talking about Jesus coming again, but the Christ is back. The Christ is crushing, is purifying all that is in the Lord's wrath today, that people deny. Part of our prophecy given forth from the Lord again about the four angels and the four elements that we speak about in the four corners of the earth, that people are running from, but it's running, the very running from they run into, they've been smashed out by. Because A.H.A.D is not playing. It's calling the world to account. Its man is here today to bring forth this word. We cannot thank the Lord enough for sending this man as part of our saving grace of being on this program to get forth this word.
Talk about the Lord A.H.A.D in this time. A.H.A.D, a name that has not been known or carried by different people at different times. It is not true that in Revelation that was prophesied.
Part of the prophecy, again, as the Lord said today, that He will become with a name that no one knew before this time. Now, people have heard Allah. Amen. Osiris, Ptah. They heard these terms, but many have lost the reality of what they truly meant. They became to worshiping the term that they become separate entities, God, so to speak. But I either bring forth this man today to bring forth the truth of all of its names in this day, and I either bring the latest name.
But the prophecy of the new name A.H.A.D, that's known now as a prophecy that the Christian world is certainly prepared for and oriented.
Chapter 19 of Revelation. It's there.
Okay, so that's something that every Christian should know about this name A.H.A.D, that this is the call and that is a sign of its reality.
Part of this program, part of this I-Have moment to get this word out, to the people. Those who are truly seeking to be saved, as they talk about through Christianity, being saved by the Lord, that time is now. The message is here for you. If you're really seeking the Lord in the way you desire to be saved. It is calling you in a way that's never called the world before, because we're in the day, in the millennium, the time, that the hour that the Lord is not playing.
And it's calling of its ultimate reality that was given to those who descend Muhammad, of the Muslims. To dispel the notion that that thing
he
ended with Muhammad.
Exactly.
It does not end until the Lord A.H.A.D itself, whom they knew in the name of Allah, say that it will end. That A.H.A.D is the one that is the independent one. That will determine what the time frames are, where the things begin and where it doesn't end. And not in the so-called scholars of those religions, whether it's of the Islamic religion or the Christian theologians or whatever scholars in other religions and the like.
Oh, yeah.
These are the people that set forth to the world these concepts and these illusions of how the Lord of all world is going to come to us, as supposedly as the thief in the night, supposedly.
Exactly.
They set forth the illusions, but one thing that's been taught, whether it could help teaching it or not, is that the Lord of all worlds is truly that. The Lord, creator, master, a functioner of the entire thing, and it's going to come as that reality, so to speak. And that is the great sign when we're talking about reality of this day's message. Reality of
look at that. We'll look at it like this then. There are many people in all the religions that are sincere, but they're caught up in what they're being taught and professed by these ministers today. They're being running a circle, so to speak, because they think it's information that these men are giving forth to them is real. But I either have shown us the true word, tried in his word as he's taught us for years. It's in the Bible. Those who know the word, hit this program, know the word. We're calling you to go to your books that you profess to believe in. Whether you're Muslim, Christian, or Jew. Go to your prophecy, books of prophecy, and ask the Lord to guide you into what you hear in this program, what you hear from this man, Lord Holy Apostle Dean today. His word, the Lord's word does not return void as it says in the Bible.
But they're afraid to make changes. Why? It is a changing thing with regards to what they've gotten used to. Why would they be afraid to make a change?
You spoke about it before.
So clear.
You spoke about it before in a program previous to this one, about comfort zones. Many people have settled in their comfort zones, thinking that I'm safe in what I have.
But the word comes clear. And I say the word comes clear, and your comfort zone, I would imagine your comfort zone would no longer be comfortable anymore at that point. It's like, what are we going to do? Why will they? It doesn't make sense to me that you would.
I used to give some really good Dean years ago. They said, people when they use ignorance as an excuse. If I ignore what I hear, the signs of the time are being manifested to me, as long as I ignore them, then ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
I don't acknowledge what I've been taught or been hearing, then it don't exist.
Yeah.
But part of that breaking the seals again is even if you try to ignore it, you will be called to account before the throne of the Lord of the day.
Yeah.
That you have been heard this word, you've been given this word, you spoke to the man that I'm sending forth to you.
Yeah.
And they can't deny that before the Lord of all worlds.
So
That's the difference.
The people have ignored the word when they hear the word, but they've been duped into thinking that the word ignorance is not their fault or something like that.
People mistake ignorance for stupidity. Yeah. It's not stupid.
But it's right there in the word. You ignore it. You turned away from it.
You turned away from it. Now, in doing that, you can become stupid by not following what you heard. You can fall into stupidity now as the time goes on because you've been made called to something. Accountability is the time that the Lord is giving forth now. Everybody will be held accountable.
But that stupidity won't be something that they'll be forgiven for, be given grace for, because they put themselves in that position. That's like a person doing a crime, and he's going to prison. He's been sentenced to 10 years, but now in the 5th year, he thinks, I should be able to get out. You got 5 more years to go. But the wrath of the Lord of all worlds should not be compared to a prison in this manner, and the people should be very, very, very concerned.
And even doing that, you gave a small, I guess you tried to give a similitude of what's being said.
I tried.
There's nothing wrong with that, but the Lord Most High speaks in similitudes many times to get forth across a message to the people. It is much greater than, like you're saying, it's much greater than the magnitude is going to call into account in the judgment.
Yeah.
But it gives you sign as something that you can look at, can point to turn to, and say it is like that, or it's like this. But it's believe it's much greater than like the iceberg we said before. You see the point, but there's so much under that that is missing. And the wisdom that the Lord brings for the day.
That must have been what happened to the Titanic. It must have saw a little point up there. And
we can pass it, rip the hull. The unsinkable ship. I either show that it's the sinkable. I either the unsinkable, it's the unfathomable, and it's the unknowable. But it makes known all that it desires for people to know about it by sending forth one like Holy Apostle Dean for today.
Right.
That's the thing that people do not really want to do. They say there are no more messages today. They said it's ended with Muhammad, made a Muslim.
So they want to deal with it with Muhammad 1,400 years ago. They want to deal with it with Jesus 2,000 years ago. They want to deal with it with Moses another 1,500 years prior to Jesus. And like, yeah, I'll deal with him as long as I don't have to face him, I don't have to hear him, or I don't have to be accountable to him. Yes, I'll deal with him. I believe in my messenger, and I believe my messenger, and I'll obey my messenger. How are you going to obey something in the present tense when it is not here present with you? The only thing that you can do in obeying something in the present tense, it's got to be here present with you.
That's where the trial comes in. Accountability, we said before, the reality of this message is that there is one representing the Lord today. The ambassador, the messenger, the prophet is here. The trial of the people is that, do I believe this is the one that to come? Now what the Lord tell us to do is sit back and wait, look at the sign that's manifested through him to bear witness to what given forth through the mouth of the word of the messenger prophet.
Right.
That is the thing that people do not want to look at. They're so quick to deny this man can't be. But we're saying the man is, and that's what he claims to be. It's so different than what people are saying today. We believe, because I either called it to believe from the signs of experience that we become our knowledge come off today. We've been shown signs from the Lord that we can't turn away from. Many people have been shown signs that they turn away from to maybe later on turn back in their quiet time and say, the Lord have shown me something. But like the Lord has always told us through this man, adversity haven't hit the people enough.
You talk about
calamity.
Manifest signs.
Manifested.
Astronomers.
Okay.
In the world of astronomy, I haven't seen a news account. I have not read a news account, maybe I've missed it, of the strange visual effects of the moon in these days, and how the moon is showing itself in a visual effect. It's like giving two different aspects of itself that's not normal, that we don't normally see. The way the
Lord Most
moon is in a
High.
half form.
It's funny you mentioned that. Riding last night coming back from the supermarket, I either had the moon looking a funny yellowish hue. I was like, never see the moon in a sight like that. It was closer than normal as well. It was close. It come out of Padmark. It was close, but the color of itself was like, and it like a full moon. It was like no reading to a new month, but we halfway, the 18th or what or so, and the moons would have the cusp, whatever, going to the other end of us. But no, it was like a full moon. Like, but part of the earth being turned off its axis, part of prophecy again. These things are coming to pass now, and the many people that deal with the weather, the astronomer, they know what's going on. They're not putting out to the people. They're professing to the people. This thing is really way off hill.
The matter when we talk, even the matter. There's prophecy in chapter 54 of the Holy Quran, which talks about the moon being split asunder, being given what it says, being split in two. Given two different types of sightings and the like. And as what we were referring back to the signs, you're talking about manifest signs. If people look out, they'll see signs that this time is upon us. And
back to what we're saying, the reality of this message. A.H.A.D is the reality of this message. It is real. It is present. People cannot deny, even though they want to.
Interesting. Much of the Muslim world will deny that the Quran is a book of prophecies. It's a book of that particular time, but that clearly reflects something that's going on today. When you talk about how the lunar split.
See how they limit the Lord Most High? See how they limit the Lord Most High? The problem. Yeah. They have turned to religious so-called scholars to be educated, thinking that these men know it. They're not knowers.
The logic of being
I either said they conjecture, they're guessing. The true knowers are here. The sign of the time of the Lord is here. Lord is the one who knows because the Lord gives him to know what's being put forth today. He's speaking words of prophecy as we deal on this program now, and previous shows before this, and in his teachings and his lectures and so forth and so on about the reality
it would make
of the
sense
Lord.
For people not to believe it, or even begin to approach it and not believing that the Lord A.H.A.D will send forth his messenger as has done and his accounts has done in his past times and it's promised to do. And to try to limit this one. No one in this world is looking at this program or anywhere else. Those who are believers or somewhat believers can imagine that the Lord of all worlds has a limit. But we go about limiting the Lord of all worlds. Sometimes we're caused to maybe limit the Lord of all worlds. people. Maybe it's as a mercy by the limit of our minds and the limits of our limits of our humanity.
No,
we have to do
we'll take it even further. It ain't that the Lord is never limited. Men limit themselves to reality what the Lord can do. It is the most unexplainable, but it's the most giving in what it gives forth of His word, of His sign, of His presence to those who are truly seeking it. It's a difference. Yeah. When A.H.A.D sent the message of prophet to the world, they brought forth many signs from the Lord that people bore witness to. Wow, the Lord is with them. The signs are with Him. It's real. It is active. It's alive. But people have limited themselves, and in doing that, they limit the Lord. But the Lord is unlimited to what it gives forth because it keeps giving. Part of this prophecy that Him being is a sign of the Lord's mercy that is giving to the world, a sign of saving grace that people want to deny. You know, people that don't want to take this word seriously. But the Lord is serious about what He's going to do to this world. See, it's a difference.
We talk about the two moons, and we talk about the sign of the two moons, and the mercy of the Lord in the whole world, and giving the sign to the people.
Right.
If you want, if I can try to attempt something of a scientific explanation, you know, okay. Now we know that because of the tsunami that happened earlier in the year, it was reported that the Earth was thrown off its axis. Now you have to imagine, by being thrown off its axis, thus the distance perception between that and the other planetary bodies, whether it's the moon or whether it's the sun, will change. And if that distance changes, then our perceptions of it at different times is going to change. So now what we're looking at is we're looking at the moon at times that look like it's closer, as you said, than it normally is, and then there are times when it looks like it's further than it normally is. The same thing goes for the relationship to the sun as well, you know, and I would imagine how the moon, we see that the moon relates to the sun. So now you got two.
I ain't so merciful. We'll take it even closer than that. He gave us a sign about being on the path and just straying off a very little bit. And as you walk on your journey and you look back how much you have strayed off, A.H.A.D shaking the earth's axis. People think it was a little bit, and they explain it to the scientists. It was a little bit that the Lord took it off. Yeah. But as time goes on, they see the greater calamity that's bringing forth today. So again, they're playing with the people's intelligence, playing on the emotion. Everything's okay, everything's okay. But no, everything's not okay.
Their job is to constantly cover up. And
they're part of the dupes, they're doers of evil.
You talk about that line, that real small line, and how it begins.
A fraction of an inch off the path. As you go down, you feel how much you off the path. You look back, oh, and the same thing what he's done with the world today, taking off his accent. They know that little small fraction means a big number to them. They know it. Yeah. They know it, but they won't tell the people that. They make people think everything's okay, everything's all right. But that small, did you see what's going on in the world today? New Orleans, the tsunami. They got a thing come on the program on some TV tonight about the tsunami hitting the United States. The western seaboard, Seattle, all those areas over there. California sinking, fully falling off. Shores of the country. The
seriousness and the significance of the reality of this time. And we're talking about a major prophet. You know, not to compare, you know, we're commanded not to measure because we can't measure. But this is a major time, and this is a major prophecy. This is one that many people have been waiting for. One of the signs of a major prophet being present is major signs. Major signs being shown to manifest the presence of the prophet. Things that people can't explain from prior times. You know, you can't measure the record number of hurricanes that has occurred. You can't measure the record number of forest fires that has occurred over in the West Coast.
We're going to go even greater than that.
The record disasters.
He's a law-bearing messenger prophet.
Major prophet.
Major prophet. When the Lord brings his books, it's covenant.
We're talking
bringing a new way of life.
When a new book is coming, you're talking about.
Brother, it's amazing. I know people don't want to hear that. I know people don't want to hear it. They say Jesus is coming back, Muhammad's the last. But the Lord bearing messenger prophet is here today, Lord Holy Apostle Dean, and I thank the Lord Most High.
It's coming on its terms. It's always.
The Lord always come on to see. The Lord don't have no compromise. It come on His terms. The world can't accept His terms is the problem. When the Lord is fair and is just, people wanted to say all giving is all forgiving is all merciful. But at the same time, it's almost vengeful.
Trying to limit the Lord again, just on mercy, which is
in their words,
which is the most forgiving. But they're trying to live it just on the mercy, on His attributes of mercy and forgiveness.
Playing on that.
Yeah.
But the Lord let them know He's standing before the throne.
But trying to ignore, turn away, that it truly is the one that is forthcoming with the greatest wrath as well for those who aren't going to comply, who aren't going to look and believe in the light.
I used to do the program about the crusher, the Christ. Those who don't know, there's in Christianity, I'm telling you, look these terms up. Jesus was a sign of the Christ, but He's not the crusher. The reality, He's Allah, the crusher. The reality of that. Yeah. And they're going to know that the Christ is real.
The crushing light.
It
The
is
light
real.
of light. Yeah.
That purifying
Yes.
light that's going to tear people down,
Yeah.
or you be built up in light and truth and reality of it.
Yeah.
You know, two ways about it.
Major.
It's a serious sign of the time that people.
Serious signs that have occurred before, serious prophecies of signs that are ongoing and are approaching. We talked about signs of New York City ultimately being sunken in, and then we got word that the water line is rising on the New York on
Eastern Seaboard.
and the lights, so a sign. That's from Prophet Nostradamus. Who came to the Europeans back in the 15th century,
Right.
People that they made out to be just a fancy soothsayer, but they downplayed the reality.
Anytime the Lord sent a message of prophet with this prophecy, exactly. Anytime the Lord sent a message of prophet today, it is always the people of religion, scientists, those who they want to put him down, make fun of him,
the people of false
foolery of him.
religion.
They have turned science into a religion. They can explain everything. But I either let them know I am unexplainable, I am unknowable. But at the same time, I'm making known all that even the thing that is given them today, that they should have discovered, I either let them give them that. They ain't fooling that. It's giving them a sign that now you're trying to find the ark for like the Noah's Ark they find in the Mount Ararat.
Instead of
things
being
that nature.
discovered, actually, in reality, it's been uncovered for them.
By A.H.A.D. It's doing that. But they ain't taking claim that they discovered it.
Yeah,
It's a discovery then because A.H.A.D have shown it to them. This is where it's at.
True.
I'm gonna mark almost the X mark the spot reality for that moment. Right here. The Dead Sea Scrolls, a perfect example of that. Boom. These books and these people, the Essenes in this cave in Qumran. You didn't know about these writings.
Yeah.
Same thing was going on today. This breaking of the seals of Revelations 5. We keep mentioning over and over because it's got to be put out there. This is the reality. This is the day, this is the time, this is the hour that the Lord has made, and you should be glad.
Yeah, well, that they're hearing this and that they're giving an opportunity. That one is sent and that the people are given an opportunity to hear. We talk about major signs to share with the people in Africa. There is a major mountain in Africa for which there is a great fault line. A fault line which precedes what might be an earthquake or a mountain falling in. This mountain falls into the sea. You're going to talk about the effect of a tsunami that's going to be multiple times worse than the tremendous one that's
Southeast Asia.
So we're talking about potentially something that's going to be past devastation. And first word that people start to hear is what we're getting here from the A.H.A.D believers from this community of A.H.A.D under the banner of true universal religion of truth, honoring followers and handtakers of Lord Holy Apostle Dean, the messenger of the Lord of all worlds.
I can't think I easy enough of being a part of this, being a part of this program, being a part of this community, because I either have shown me signs, that is with him, and we have to take it back to ourselves before we can go out into the greater universe. Can't measure it enough. Well, we want you to really take a heart in what you're hearing today, all the people that you've heard thus far, and continue to tune in in spite of what you're hearing, what you think you're not hearing. This is the day that the Lord has given you an opportunity to be a part of something history-making, monumental, because people. We read about these people's history, but now this is history in the making right now.
It's the day of judgment. It's the day when the people come for salvation. It's the day the people are going to run and end up getting destruction. This is the day when the judgment, instead of being a previous time, or even the time when the people will pass away and return to the Lord A.H.A.D as it is out of this realm, the judgment is going to be in this realm. This is that day when the judgment and the reality of A.H.A.D will manifest itself as it is the Lord that manifests itself in the realm coming, and it is the Lord of this realm of this time.
Lord Apostle Dean is calling all the people to work today, not just us, but all those who would give ear to His word. All those, in all kind of ways, He's giving forth A.H.A.D's word to the people. But like I said, there's many people that's fall on their deaf ears. Not A.H.A.D, it's their deaf ears, because they limit themselves and they limit their Lord that they've been looking for. But I can't thank the Lord enough, because this day, this time has been prophesied. Those who want to know, I call you to look to your books and call for the Lord. Be sincere in your giving, in your calling, Lord. Let it be known, make itself known to you, that you can hear and realize what the Lord is giving today. A.H.A.D is calling us, and we're calling you. We want to thank you for tuning into an A.H.A.D moment. This is the calm before the storm. Yeah, A.H.A.D's peace and the blessings be with you in your presence.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you